Good morning, fellow Nigerians across the globe. I am George Onyibe, a very quick one this morning. For some reason, we choose to appear the way we want to for record purposes. This morning, I want us to look at a message I titled, Nigerians must not ignore the ongoing political ethnic cleansing. The Eka people, the Ikwere people, of course, the entire Anyoma people, and the people of the South. I'm focusing on you, not because you are the first victim, and not because you are going to be the last victim. And when I use that word, political ethnic cleansing, it is a system that is designed to systematically wipe out some ethnic groups. Of course, we cannot forget that there are many strategies to initiate ethnic cleansing. Let me explain. If you see South Africa today, the story of Nelson Mandela is a fascinating one. How he fought for apartheid alongside with other of his kinsmen, his countrymen. I actually gave birth to the owners of South Africa to become politically free, but economically, they are still in bondage. But at this era, before the invent of Nelson Mandela, South Africans in their country were slaves politically and economically. In all the West, they have no say politically whatsoever, not to talk of economically. And these were some of the things that they don't like. And so that gave birth to Nelson Mandela, who has to spend almost 27 years in prison. A lot of South Africans died because of this apartheid. It got to a stage where the whole world paid attention to it. Nigerians played a crucial role. And finally, they are politically free. But if you talk about the story of Mandela, you cannot forget about the story of how this enslavement in their own land started. And that is when you need to know what political annihilation is all about. Yes, there was a king known as Shaka the Zulu. In his reign in South Africa, during the invasion of the colonial master, as they call themselves, the first terrorists ever known when they were invading Africa. Most African countries, they came in. It was not easy for them to invade, but they've eaten the Adam's apple, so there was no going back for them. And so what do? They attack South African severally, like they attack the Ethiopian, like they attack Nigerian and other African countries. But in the case of South Africa, war after war, they couldn't conquer South Africa because Shaka the Zulu stood his ground. But over time, they couldn't conquer through violence. And what do? They started offering gifts, things like mirror, bicycle, wine. And Nelson Mandela said, after all, these people are not this bad. And they accommodated them. They live side by side with the locals. And before you know, they have become Africa. And today, South Africa is a country of white and black. And we all know the history. They didn't destroy it. It has not been obliterated. So when you see South Africa, you hear of a cross-section of South Africa are white people. The white people have dominated the black people for a very long time. As we speak today, economically, the white people are sitting upon it. If not for blood, if not for war, if not for the loss of life, pain, and men like Nelson Mandela willing to take sacrifice, there will be no Julius Malema or nobody like that will ever be here. And so it's obvious in the nearest future, they're going to fight for economic freedom because they are still there. But understand that this cross-section, Caucasian or German, or I don't know how to call them, that are now South African citizens, having more right than South Africans, is a product of political annihilation. Because politically, Shaka the Zulu thought they can coexist. What they did not count on, that was the invaders has a different agenda. But thank God for them, some of the black people are still alive. But there are many other African countries where you don't have black people anymore. Nobody talks about how they disappear. A country in Africa, no single black person. You have to think again. And now, this is exactly the same process we are going through as a people. But most of you think that the eras of the imperialists is gone. It's not gone. If Shaka the Zulu know that allowing those people to settle down will cause them that much problem, I know he will not make the mistake. The Ethiopians know this truth. They fought and fought until they lose their guard. And is it not Halal Isasi they called him? How did he die? But let's leave there so that you understand. Yesterday, I made a broadcast calling on the Obi of Agbo and the Obi of Asaba and any monarch that is concerned. Beware, like Shaka the Zulu. You are bringing in the people that will undo, including your dynasty. You people mark my word. Because to Nelson Shaka the Zulu, he was just a simple man, just accommodate them. But it's a case of the virus and the host. One must go. If you don't destroy the virus will destroy the hope. And so in the first place, do not give them this privilege. Today, you may not understand what is going on in Nigeria. In the northern Nigerian, you used to hear about killing. The killing in southern Kaduna, the killing in Sambisa Forest, the killing across North Plateau State. It was not much of concern to other regions in Nigeria because this was a product of political annihilation. What do I mean political annihilation? Certain group of individuals will use political influence as a political desire. They will begin to take over your life. When it was the era of colonizing everybody in the north to be Hausa or Fulani, most of them laid down their guard. And so you hear, oh, we are Hausa. They were proud. Everybody believed. Once upon a time in Nigeria, all of us were thinking that all the people that were in the north were all Hausa and Fulani. As a child. And so once you are from the north, they say you are Hausa. The same way you are from the west, they say you are Yoruba. The same way you are from the east, they say you are Igbo. I'm coming. And so we have assumed that it is them. You see what Igbo people are doing to themselves. You see Nigeria is not saying anything. Everyday killing. Because we believe, oh, let them sort themselves. It is Igbo people. But something is not right somewhere. And then along the line, they started wiping out some ethnic groups that are not Hausa Fulani. That is why it does not trend on the head of newspaper. That is why you don't hear the name of these people killed. That is why they don't give details. They will only tell you Chibok girls was kidnapped, Boko Haram strike, Madugri, this rubbish and that rubbish. You will not get a comprehensive, detailed report about people whose life was taken, about what is actually going on. But whether you like it or not, there is a deliberate ethnic cleansing going on in the name of northern Nigeria. Benue or the Middle Belt, all of a sudden have discovered this plan. But politically, they don't have the will to fight it. And so the only thing they can do in a time like this is to regret. They are killing Idoma, they are killing Benue, Benue is invaded. You people know what I'm talking about. Without that political formation, designed systematically to annihilate your people, if you people did not subscribe to it, by now, this thing will not be going on. Because they say, oh, we are all not. All of us are not tenants. Let's be not. And you enjoyed it. You ignore the signs all around you. Today now, it's been almost 40 years. They are killing you people. And nobody's talking about it. And now you have seen that they will take over your life. Is that not why we now have Middle Belt? North Central? Is that not how now you are coming up to talk? But without this political formation, they would not have succeeded. And so most Nigerians, as our tradition and mentality are, we could only conclude and say, now Hausa people now made them they kill themselves. But this is a lie. That is one way. And then you listen to international communities. They will tell you that they are killing Christians in Nigeria. And honestly, I'm from Delta State. I've lived in Lagos State. I've lived in River State. And I've traveled almost across the whole South, the whole Southwest, and some part of North. I have not seen where they attack Christians. You come Benin, they now say Fulani Christians, Muslims in Benin is killing Christians in Benin. I've never heard about it. Muslims in Agbo are killing Christians in Agbo. I've never heard about it. But why is it you constantly hear what they are doing to some people who say they are Christian in the northern Nigeria? You think it's a religious war? Well, maybe we'll call it religious motivated ethnic cleansing. They are targeting a particular ethnic group coming in the guise of religion. And you people cannot escape it because you believe, you never spoke of. Then they say, we are not is Islam. You agree. And then when they kill you in the name of Islam in the northern Nigeria, we don't even know you exist. How many people know that there are Hausa Christians? True genuine Christians. More devoted, more fervent even than those from the east or the west. How many of you know before? And so under the guise of religion, they are carrying out ethnic cleansing. It is all happening in Nigeria. And so today, those people cannot, their voice is very low because they just started shouting. Because other Nigerians turned back. Because when it happened, we say, don't mind them. And I will let them focus. But when we say political, motivated, initiated ethnic cleansing coming to the South, why I call out South people? A lot of them are doing what they are doing for political reasons. But they are not calculating the consequences of their action in the nearest future. Some of them are waking up. But if we do not take time, by the time it will begin to backfire, everybody will say, leave them, not them. As a Nigerian, you know what I'm saying. In the old Eastern region, those of you from Akwa Ibom, River State, and Cross River State, and partly Bayelsa, who were part of the old Eastern region, you were not benefiting anything. You were just used to complete the number. And everybody say, they are all Igbo. Nobody paid attention. Until during the crisis, Nigerians saw the need to liberate you from the shackle of Igbo Biafra people. These are the truth we don't talk, or maybe we want to ignore it. The Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon have been writing about ongoing ethnic cleansing in the Eastern region. Nigeria did not do anything. They leave Nigeria. Ikwere people have wrote, Ogoni people have wrote, everybody have wrote regarding the marginalization they were going through in the Eastern region. Nobody responded to them. Until war broke out, that was when Gowon saw it fit. And so, okay, since these people are not truly Igbo, because it never occurred to them, or there was no need to tell you they are not Igbo, they must be Igbo, because that is what they are doing in the north. Including Gowon is a victim of what I'm saying. And that is why they now said, let's liberate these people, or else they will be annihilated. And I tell you, those of you from in South that were part of the old Eastern region, if you have continued in that old Eastern region after the war, I believe none of you will be there. If Nigeria has not risen up to back you people up by giving you your state, all of you by now, you would have been gone, believe me. Why do you call it Liberation Stadium? The first stadium in Port Harcourt, most Port Harcourt people don't know. You call it Liberation Stadium. Why is it Liberation Stadium? Because finally, they have saved us from Igbo Biafra people. Political annihilation. That was that God save you. Greedy Ojukwu upset the balance that freed you people. All of you in the old Eastern region, you would have heard what is known as Onwe. But it's still ongoing. You go to the southeast, there are a lot of ethnic groups that are not Igbo. They are politically, socially, and otherwise annihilating them. And I'm sure before all this forth and back on social media began, most Anambra people did not know that there are people in Anambra who do not speak Igbo and they are not Igbo. Most Igbo people do not know there are people in Enugu State who are not Igbo and they don't speak Igbo. It's applicable to Ebonyi State. It's applicable to Abia State. It's applicable to Imo State. They never knew. And so ask yourself, what were they trying to do to those people? And so when they don't know that in Enugu State, there are Idoma indigents, and then one night they decide to wipe them away, who will account for them when most Nigerian politicians don't even know these things? And so it's a threat. But the main reason I am bringing up this issue is to know how they use political tools to annihilate ethnic groups. It has started already, and this time, Anyoma is their target. Let me rephrase it again, that I was listening to one of the videos made by Ned Nwoku. This one was for internal caucus. He was trying to brainwash them politically and said, like I repeated yesterday, that when we join the Igbos, whatever we are doing, the Igbos will support us. He said, you can imagine, Ebonyi State will support us, Anambra State will support us, Imo State will support us, Abia State will support us. And I was like, why would somebody who is this educated think this way? What he's calculating on is only the political gain. Igbo people will support him to become the governor of their Anyoma state. Igbo people will now support him to become the governor of their Anyoma state. But Ned Nwoku should understand that there are people who have played this game before him, and now they are retracing their step back. There was a time Chibuike Amechi was everywhere. I'm Igbo, I'm Igbo, I'm Igbo. But then there was yet another Ikwere man who said, I am not Igbo. It really does not matter whether you are Igbo or you are not Igbo. But he said, I am an Ikwere man. And I'm talking about Onyeso Wike. They hated it for him, for it. Till tomorrow morning, they hated it for him. And they loved Amechi for him. All of them are go collect. And then it was time to say the truth. When there are some Ikwere people who are now the leader of Fundibo, political weapon of annihilation. Tell Mbata that is what it is all about. And then it looks like it has dawned on Chibuike Amechi. He now know the truth. And what did he tell you? He said, you see, because I want to protest that what they are doing to Igbo people, which is not part of him, because he's an Ikwere man, he now begin to protest on behalf of Igbo people. It's a lie. He just catch Igbo people Mugu. That is what he was talking about. But these Igbo people you think you catch Mugu, somewhere along the line, if not their arrogancy, if not their greediness, if not some internal wickedness, they are almost 1,000 years ahead of you. With precision, decisively, persistent, they strike, orchestrate their process. It's only the arrogancy that makes them fail. And so you think you are catching them Mugu. Now they know. Because ordinarily, once you say, hey, I'm Igbo man, all of them will, like a monkey and babu, give you support. And it's like Amechi is not getting that support. And so for the first time, they want to agree. Let us assume people like Wike did not upset this balance that creates scenario that make people to begin to answer questions. So Ikwere would have been Igbo people with the help of Mbata. The question should be, why will they support one? Why will Nigerians support one Nigeria against another Nigeria? You people are not ready to tell yourself the truth. If we are looking for political relevance, we do the right thing. You will see the true leaders will begin to emerge. Let's look at America, for instance. Donald Trump came into power lately with different rubbish he called agenda. What he was going to do, he's a bulldog, he's going to harass China, he's going to harass Japan, everything the rubbish he was doing. Some of them are good, of course. But look at what happened. The parliament constantly checkmate him. By now, maybe out of his madness, he would have chased all the black people, all of you as name, he would have chased all of you from America. But certain arm of the government said, it's not in your place to do that. After all, Donald Trump that want to chase all of you who are not supposed Caucasian out of America, his parents were immigrants. His parents migrated into America. And so what if they have chased them away? That is by the way. And so if Nigeria has a functionable system of government, as we have 3 arms of government, there was no need for anybody looking for anybody to help anybody. We all have a separate mind, though we come from the same people. We all know what we want individually. And as a people, we know what we want. But how we go about it is the problem. And now, our people must be aware of this political annihilation and how it will end. And it has started. So from Ned Nwoko perspectives, it's not trying to fight for the survival of our race. It's not interested what happened to the next generation of our people. And it's obvious the Obi of Agbo is not even aware of all these things. And I'm sure if the Oba of Benin has not intervened at the birth of Obi of Agbo, there will be no Obi of Agbo today. That guy will not be on that throne because his father, younger brother, would have taken over the throne. And of course, with the help of the custodians. All these things should mean enough for us. If you don't care for your people, you are looking at politicians. By the time they politicize your life, the next generation will begin to fight. Go and look at South Africa. No, go and look at South Africa. If they were in charge of their life, the way Nigeria is at least in charge of their life, I tell you by now, you will know that Nigeria is not a giant of Africa compared to South Africa. And so by the time you allow them to pull this shot, I remind you again that on the 4th of July, they will be in Akwa Ibom to decide our fate. The target is Edo and Delta. And then politically, you think that what is happening in Ebake is just like that? All of a sudden, Ebake is now Igbo, Ebake is now Igbo. Obi of Agbo has told us severally that he's not an Igbo man. And so why is he fighting to create us to Igbo people? You want to behave like Idoma people? You want to behave like Igwari people? You want to behave like Nupe people? You want to behave like all those people who are not Hausa and they say they are Hausa? All of us go collect. It's just that most of us will not be here when the result of this thing you people are doing in the name of politics will start coming. Why don't you allow them? Like every other place in Yoruba land, are you hearing this politics? Even in Hausa land, are you people hearing about these policies of annihilation anymore? Why is Igbo Biafra people so interested in annihilating our people? I ask you again, as Agbo man, Check this thing if it will go well. I have not opened what we know. I'm only trying to cut their excesses, put them in their place, and make sure they will not be able to set the next generation of our people. Create what you want to create. Leave Igbo people alone. They have a lot of unaddressed issues they need to attend to. You can't drag us into it. But you don't know what you are calling for. And so one day, like the Igalas in the southeast, one day, like the Domas in the southeast, one day, like the Bibio, the Efik, and the Anang in the southeast, you will not hear about us again. Because each time you hear about the crisis between the Izi and the Ikwu people, they tell you it's a bandre, it's a bandre. They will not tell you some of these people are not Igbo people. And maybe they are trying to annihilate them. But they want you to believe it's a bandre dispute, it's the dispute bandre, and deceive you. Nigerians should care for the future of other ethnic groups. Nigerians should allow other ethnic groups to be where they want to be. Because this is the truth. A father cannot tell his son, say, remain in my house. You get to a stage, as a son, your father's house become a prison to you. But despite the pain, as a father, you must accept this truth before that time comes. That all these children that are gathered around your table, one day they will hardly visit you. One day they will hardly ask of you. It is not hatred. It is not because you wrong them, because this is human nature. You have to free them. And I'm beginning to prepare my mind. And one day I will wake up, none of my children are here, left alone in all these big houses, and then you call them because there is food now, and maybe they say, Daddy, we can't come over this festive period. They've moved on. They have their own life to live. You must respect that. I can't remember the last I slept in my parents' house. In fact, since the death of my mother, that was the last time I slept in my parents' house. And even when they were alive, how many times did I sleep there? They allow me to go. They have to free me. And one day, I have to free my children. Yes, we may have been Igbo people. We may have been Yoruba people. We may have been Hausa people. Now, we want to be free. Free us. We pretend we want one united Nigeria, but we work against the system, the atmosphere, the tools that will give us one undivided united Nigeria. If you want to do the right thing, why not say, okay, all the ethnic groups who are known as Idoma become one state? You will see you are not majority. You will see you are not majority. But you have divided us to the extent that some of us don't even know our head and our tail. So anyone they call us, we agree. Each time we say we are Niger Delta people, we are Niger Delta people. It's okay, but somewhere along the line, it doesn't make sense. But they are all part of the strategy of political annihilation. They call us we are South-South. The same people who call us South-South, they tell us it doesn't have geographical meaning. But we have accepted it. These are all tools of political annihilation. Because I'm sure Dr. Alex Ekwime was not drunk. Let us assume Abacha was naive. He would have given his people East-East. But they know what they are doing, you will not understand. And so today, successfully they pulled the bill. That is the beginning of the end, like my topic yesterday suggested. Because gradually, they will cut you down. Gradually, they will destroy you. Gradually, they will impose their hopelessness on you. And there is nothing you can do about it. Have you not noticed these people, when you talk to them, they don't want to learn your language? As a South-South person, have you noticed they want to speak Igbo for you, just as they do in the Wazobia circle? Those of you Abo people, those of you Bini people, those of you South-South people in diaspora, please check your relationship with Igbo people. You will discover outside our women, they are using for drug pushing and side chick abroad. The ones they have their nude picture, like if feed them. You can't say you have good relationship. And even the ones they are using, you are compelled to. Because when it comes to the real agenda, you are not incorporated. You are not even invited. Sometimes you drag your feet and follow them. You know, they know that you are not part of them. When they call for Igbo meeting, go there and see how you will be treated. Except they want to use you. How will you know? How long will it take you to accept the truth? I went to a meeting organized by Ohaneze Ndigbo, Women Wing. This meeting was chaired by Nyanwodo, as at that time, there were a lot of Igbo elites who were present there. And we were talking about the issue of Nnamdi Kanu then. And everybody who was present there began to introduce themselves. I've said it time without number. And that was when it dawned on me that something was wrong. Go and ask Nyanwodo who was the Ohaneze Ndigbo woman leader worldwide. Then, she lives in Enugu. And by the time I stood up and I introduced myself with the intention that I ain't Chabu Ndigbo, the next thing I heard was that I said I'm George Onibe, I'm from Agbo. Because they know Biafra is Igbo stuff, not Agbo stuff. And the woman did not allow me. The moment I said Agbo, elderly woman, she stood up and said, Biko kwan we kwala ni we o. Ndi Agbo, I was a Kwandi Igbo. Please, don't be offended, my brothers. Agbo people, are they not Igbo people? And now I want to try to diffuse the system. And they just like, and meeting continue. And never forget that words. And never forget that thing that woman said. But the meeting went on. We did what we had to do. And I discovered they were trying to use me. Nothing more, nothing less. Since they pursue SARS out now, you know, she say Biafra don't die because they wanted to use us as their bulletproof. Their shield. Check your relationship with them in diaspora. Is it easy for them to accept you? It is 1 in 100. It is 1 in 100. But ironically, they are the ones sponsoring our unity. To what essence? And our political elites are falling for it, not because they don't know the truth, because they feel Igbo people will support them. And that is where Igbo people is greater than all of you. Let me explain to you. If I were to be doing Igbo bidding, they will support that thing to use me till the end. Because they know what they are going to look at. Look at the people uniting Igbo, causing all this confusion. They are heavily equipped, heavily funded. But those people at the end will lose it all. But they are getting what they want. Take your time and go on social media. Go to the TikTok, the Facebook, the YouTube, and listen to what is going on now. And sometimes I begin to think maybe I'm dreaming. You will hear this one will come out and say, oh, Asia is a snake. And this one will come out and say, Oba did this one and all the rubbish. Urubu will say, security is evil. This one is Urubu. Different. These were things we don't do before. It was not necessary. But Igbo Biafra bloggers are among you. The one born by Igbos are among you, manipulating all your lives. And yet, they are uniting you. They are in their region and we are in our region. They will not have peace. They will not allow us to rest because they must believe Nigeria has stolen us from them as their property or as what. But everybody wants support. That is why you see somebody that say, hey, Igbos are beautiful, Igbos are Igbos begin to give you like, oh, share. You have your agenda, but these people have their agenda. But at the end of the day, if you make mistake, if everybody agree that yes, these people are the same, whatever happen, you see husband and wife matter. Neighbors are not advised to jump in at every noise they hear. Only when it's gotten out of hand. And that time it's gotten out of hand, somebody may die. And the moment you become husband and wife, look at what is happening in the north. It doesn't trend. Yoruba will say, Hausa, Wolokomi. It's Hausa business. Igbo will say the same thing. Look at what is happening in Igbo land. Hausa will say, Inaruana. Yoruba will say, what is my business? It's Igbo thing. My brother, they will rob you with that mud. And while they are playing the game they are playing, we cannot lay down our guards. The people who tell us A is A cannot rewrite it and tell us A is B. I have many videos of Obi of Agbo making it clear that we are not Igbo. And all of a sudden, will he allow them to politically manipulate him into fighting for Anyoma, a will that will never be, until they realize the true identity of Anyoma people? I could remember in one of those videos I have, he asked somebody, one of the chiefs, to pray. And that one began to say, Chuko Kika Biama. The Obi of Agbo, with due respect, shunned that guy during that prayer and say, hey, Asole Hanwebe. Anya Lendibo, Elenwe Mechuko Kika Biama. I try to call him Hanwebe. He cautioned that man, don't try that here again. Why are you praying with Chuko Kika Biama? And Undibo. But all of a sudden, because he felt it's with his brother, he will fall for them. He will fall for them. I will dedicate a broadcast to this effect in my dialect so that everybody will hear. If you allow them to do what they are doing, you lay down your guard like Shaka the Zulu lay down their guard. You will cry. You have no idea what the Kwere people, what the other non-Igbo group went through in the hand of Ojukwu and Nnamdi Azikiwe. You have no idea. These two people most especially. Others are poppy. It was when they want to create Cross River State and River State that Ojukwu now begin to call them, please come, let's reason together, because it was time to use them. And people like Obiwale walked out on him because they know they have interior motive. People of the South, pay attention. If you fall for any of them, you are gone. You see Akwa Ibom people, they know what I'm saying. They have secured their perimeter. They know what they are doing. They've been in this game, very close observant, and they have built a defense mechanism for themselves. All of us, they learn well. But I will leave it at that. It doesn't matter where they will do, whatever they will do, there is something we need to do that will become a yardstick for anything we want to do in the nearest future. And so when it comes to the creation of Anyoma State, we are not against the creation of Anyoma State. We have been asking for it. It's a beautiful thing. But you cannot create it to compensate the Southeast. We don't want to be in the same region with them. Or better still, divide our village. Let's do referendum. So those who are Igbo can go to Igbo. And those of us who are not Igbo can stay where we will have peace. Because we don't want unknown gunmen. We don't want baby factory. We don't want fake drug. We don't want kidnapping. We don't want all this rubbish which is against our values. I will stop here because you may not understand. They are going to discuss about it. Those of you who are on social media, you must make your stand clear. We want Anyoma State, but not Anyoma State in the Southeast. Moreover, there may be nothing like Southeast again, so they can use it to deceive us. But Anyoma that have anything to do with Igbo, it's a way of mortgaging the future of your next generation. Somewhere along the line, they will come across this video, and then, believe me, they will be crying for apartheid. Let's go to the comment section before I bring the broadcast to an end. Because the only thing they like to do is to insult. Who do we have here? I have Sylvester. Good morning, Sylvester. I have Good Luck. I greet you, Good Luck. Good morning from here. Different Blackie. Good morning from here. Ancestry. Good morning from here. Uyi. Good morning from here. Truth, Media. They say you are foolish. No South state is better than any Southeast state. Yes, Truth, Igbo man. You are correct. But yet, South people are poor. We are not educated. We are not the most intelligent tribe like you people are. Nobody is arguing that. But the irony of the whole thing is that you that is most intelligent, richest, more educated, you that is everything, you are the one forcing unity on us. Is that not consigning? Through Media, we know all of you. Stay your Southeast, enjoy your beauty, enjoy your wealth. Allow us to be who we are. After all, the God who created the eagles also created the pig. Be the rat or let me be the mouse. Is that not fair enough? But we know you people's agenda. It's only insult that you have for me, nothing more. Is any state in the South are better? But are we debating it? But you are ignorant because somebody trying to say, oh, Lagos is fast developing. Forgetting that Lagos was a federal capital territory for many years. This time you are saying any state in the Southeast is big. If you people are not greedy and criminal, how can a region like that be like that? What do you have in the Southeast? The time the West was a region, the East was a region, Midwest was a region. This is what you don't know. The first television in Nigeria was in the West. The first radio station was in the West. The first motor was in the West. The first company was in the West. Even the Igbo people who have newspaper was in the West. What did you Igbo people do when you have power? What do you have in Igbo land? Pancanel Mail, Luka 1. Tell me, outside the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, who was just a compensation to make you belong? Tell me what you have. Tell me. Tell me, all those time Ojukwu and Agu Ironsi were running up and down, mad people everywhere according to Nnamdi Kanu. The West were building, laying the foundation of the chief cornerstone of Nigerian foundation in their territory. And so what do you have? What do you have, Wazobia? You are not ashamed, but you are ill-informed. That is your problem. He said, don't worry, Fulani, let's look at what he has to say. He said, don't worry, Fulani will come and kill me. This is what you people have been saying. But it's obvious the Fulani headsmen are there doing their own thing, but they are accompanied by Igbo Biafra people. They are accompanied by Igbo Biafra people. How about that? And then you see another one, Freddyland. He say your Agbo is landlocked. That is why you are calling people of South, that you are not Igbo. Yes, South people are different ethnic group. And Agbo is different ethnic group. And we are rock-lock, not even landlocked. But yet, why don't you leave us? Why don't you leave us? That is the problem. You people leave us alone. We know what you are looking for. All this your insult is to make people leave the guy is not serious, but the real people are waking up. And that thing you want to do, it's over. Your mission is impossible. Dead on arrival. I don't know what you mean. You have everything, bro. You come out plain, you insult me, or you will talk something that makes sense. But until then, how you know? Okay, that is it. I see Igwe. He say you cannot go straight on your topic without dividing Igbo. Yes, because Igbo is the theme. My topic is political annihilation. Igbo is the theme because there is no story without touches. It's about people begging Igbo to unite with them. It's Ikwere people begging Igbo to unite with them. Why is Igbo begging to unite with everybody? What is you people problem? You have not united with Ebonyi people. You want to unite with Aboma. The other ethnic groups in your Igbo land, you have not even incorporated them into your Igbo-ness. Is it me you want to incorporate? So for your information, Igbo is my theme in every discussion. And my topic, like of today, is political ethnic annihilation. And this is great Biafran. What he's saying today. What is he saying today? This guy is completely insane. That is what they say. They say Jesus was insane. They say everybody who tells them the truth is mad. Paul presented them with the truth of the gospel. He was insane. And this is the evidence to make you know that I'm really touching the heart of your project. And so, how can you do except to destroy me? How will you do? Just look at this Igbo Biafra, up and down. Nothing good comes from them. Only insult. It's in their DNA. They curse their father, curse their mother, curse everybody curseable. It's a shame. For the rest of you, drop your insult on the comment section. I will use it to form the basis of my next broadcast. But meanwhile, beware of political annihilation going about in Igbo unification or creation of Anyoma to the southeast. Everything we would have been able to boost for as Midwestern region was looted by Ujuku and Agu Yorunsi under the guise of a Nigerian Biafra war. Today they are coming to help us. They have helped Achuse. They have helped everybody, Fajuna. They even help Victor Banjo by putting them permanently on the grave. You're not using your brain. May the Lord be with all of you.